Hi, welcome everyone to DevDays in wonderful Minneapolis. And we have two CEOs and FatGPT, which is myself. So we are here with Chuck and Rien, and my name is Diego, and we will start with a little history of HL7 that runs for 25 slides. And no, okay, let's go with Chuck. Chuck?
Well, how was your trip from Argentina?
Very nice, very nice. I'm almost here.
I came from San Diego to get warm, actually.
Yeah.
And it's like 15 degrees colder in San Diego. But I came here and there were all these people and I looked around and no one knew me. And I realized I was wearing blue jeans. And I don't think anybody has ever seen me in blue jeans. It was a tough crowd.
I have my doubts that you are you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about our mission and vision. It's to get the data where it should be. And we are also the home of Fire, where Fire is nurtured and maintained and growing. So we have this HL7-powered LiceComp that you may want to buy. We have a lot of in the desk.
We were going to give it away.
Yeah, we could get it.
It was too hot an item to overlook.
It's also AI enabled.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
need to say AI once, at least every hour. Yeah. For debugging, yes. So let's talk about the history of HL7.
Sure.
You can cover it.
For nearly 4 decades now, we've been making the standards that power interoperability and data exchange around the world. V2 itself carries half the data that's shared amongst countries. And with the advent of CDA, it increased dramatically in your venue.
And in 2012, we witnessed the advent of Fire, the rise of Fire, and we have exclusive footage of the moment when Graham Greene presented Fire to the working group. So let's see it.
I think that's me in the lower right corner.
Yes, I think so. There was a lot of discussion later. They are happy. Don't worry. So you want to talk about our global outreach?
Yes, I think when Ed Hammond envisioned the affiliates around the world, I don't think he could have imagined the growth that would have led to that initiative. And now HL7 is used in perhaps 50 countries around the world. Diego is setting up a new HL7 in...
We are trying to move around some parts of the universe where we don't have an affiliate. So we are thinking the moon. This is our first meeting. And Antarctica, we couldn't get humans yet, but we are working with the penguins. But yes, it's a very nice meeting. So let's talk about Fire from the start to now. That's the Fire roadmap and how
Sure.
it has evolved.
At the Fresh Look Task Force, Graham presented his concept of open APIs, and it was really change in the way HL7 developed standards and envisioned interoperability. I don't think it would have taken off had not Mickey Tripathi actually presented the Jason Task Force report, and he said, well, the future of interoperability lies in open APIs. And it wasn't long before the adoption of FHIR began to trickle into the private sector. Apple embedded the FHIR, specifically the Argonaut project implementation guide into their operating system. And over the ensuing years, there were a number of key landmarks that really established FHIR as the future of interoperability. And I think it became even more remarkable when in the US the government said that that was a requirement for all electronic health records. Today, virtually every US agency has adopted FHIR, whether in regulation or for their specific use cases. But I think more importantly came the release of R4, a normative standard in which we could establish backward compatibility. And then came
FHIR Release 5. I couldn't make it here. It's not there. For the next DevDays, I promised to include FHIR Release 5 too, and even Release 6, maybe. Let's talk a little bit about the FHIR Foundry. It's a new place to discover, try, and test open source projects and reference implementations. You can try it in foundry.hs7.org, and I will be talking about it in our after lunch session. And we have bipartisan support for the Foundry.
Yeah, we were able to get interviews.
Amazing, says. Our Foundry is the finest in the nation. Truly top-notch. Time to bring unparalleled excellence to HL7.
And the next one wasn't
We
easy.
have a fantastic Foundry. The best Foundry ever, a very, very good Foundry. We have a fantastic Foundry.
No, it's enough,
the
enough.
best Foundry ever, a very, very good Foundry.
Just welcome you to this sunny town. I was told that it was very cold, so I prepared this, but now we are fine, I think. So let's go to Rien to continue.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rien.
Is my mic on? Can you hear me? Achievement that we got you into jeans, Chuck. Very good. So, welcome everyone to DevDays 2024 in Minneapolis. I'm going to cover all the boring stuff to make you get the most out of DevDays. I'll cover some agenda highlights, the layout, the logistics, how to do the networking, what will happen after DevDays, and hopefully we'll have time for a Q&A. But before we dive in, are you all connected to the Wi-Fi network? This is an open network. UOFM guest is the network that you'll be using, so not the network that is on your badge. All right, so DevDays, it exists now for 10 years. We started in 2014. Back then, in our office in Amsterdam, we just moved some desks to the side, and we invited the key people from the FHIR community. Anyone here who was there in 2014? Must be a few. I think Josh, you were there, right? Yeah, Ewout, I think James. Okay, good. But the goals have remained the same. So we have 3 goals for DevDays. One is community building and networking. Very important. It happens all over during the event where you can meet up with people and exchange ideas. The second goal is education. So it's an educational event. The tutorials are the core of the event. different from the HL7 working group meetings and the Fire Connectathons, where the standard is being built and where the standard is being tested. This is about the implementation. And we also want to accelerate the adoption of FIRE, and more about that in a minute. So if you're a first-time attendee, who of you is here for the first time? Oh, a lot of people. Wow. That is really awesome, because I think it's a sign that we are increasing the adoption of FIRE to have new people every year. And actually, this is the pre-conference day. It's only the Monday. The actual event will start tomorrow, well, sort of officially. But to have so many people here for the first time, we feel a special obligation to make you feel welcome. And that's why we introduced these pink ribbons, so not the green ones that you see over there, but the pink ones. If you don't have one, please get one at the registration desk. Why? Because then we will know that you are a first-timer and that we can help you find your way around. And this is not only we, the people wearing the yellow shirts, the organizers of the event, it's also everyone who's been here, the veterans of DevDays, who will be able to help you find your way around, get introductions to people, etc. There's also a nice blog post that we have out there. If you scan the QR code, this has all sorts of tips and agenda suggestions if you're a first-timer. And then also a new thing, tomorrow during lunch, on Tuesday, we'll have this room set up with tables, and there will be signs on the table where you can meet the speakers of the introductory sessions. So that is also a way for you to get familiar with speakers. All right, so what's up today, the pre-conference day? We have a lot of tutorials, no, not a lot of tutorials, but we have a number of tutorials this morning and in the afternoon that will be mainly introductory sessions. And they will take place in the Johnson grade, in the Heritage, and over here. We had to move one session to the main hall because we have so many people. So I think Virginia's session will be here instead of the Heritage, right? Or the Heritage. So that'll be happening here. Then we have a fireplace over there in the far left corner. Yeah. That's the fireplace, and that's the meet and greet area where you can meet keynote speakers and panelists that we will have later this week. And 5:30 in the afternoon, we'll have a welcome reception in the University Hall, which is the end of the hall over there. There we'll have the bar, and you can sit outside as well because the weather is lovely, of course. So welcome reception, also a very nice opportunity for you to engage with the community. So, the layout of the building, I think we've covered you are here in the main hall. This is where the lunch will take place, where we'll have the major sessions. Then the rooms are all in the back here. It's easy to find your way around. It's not a huge building. University Hall, we can use the lawn if it's nice, if you have, if you want to go out for lunch, that's also possible, of course. Restrooms are over there in the back. Those are the main things I think you need to know about the building. Registration desk is in the back, by the way, but that will be moved to the fireplace, right? Yeah, Marianne, thank you. So, have you all been able to install the Whova app, the event app? Yeah? I think it's important that you have it on your phone. Why? Because this is where you will find the schedule. This is where you find if there's last-minute changes to the program, they will also be announced in the Whova app. You can meet up with participants, know who's here, chat with them, and there's also meetups. You can use the community tab in the Whova app for spontaneous meetups. If you need a room, well, you can go outside and sit in the lawn, of course, but you can also claim a room. Please go to the registration desk. I think we have 1 or 2 rooms available that you can use for spontaneous sessions. And of course, you will find our sponsors in the Whova app. For Q&A, you can use the Whova app as well, but there will also be mics in the room, which may be more convenient. Okay, we also, on the website, if you go to www.devdays.com, you will find a PDF. And the PDF is quite handy, actually. I like it very much. The format gives you a nice overview of all the parallels that happen at a certain time and day. So what do we have? Main content is, as I mentioned, is educational. Keynotes, we have a limited number of keynotes throughout the event. We have the tutorials, what we call the core curriculum, covering the standard itself. 45 minutes, including Q&A. We have Let's Build sessions, which is hands-on coding or code-along sessions. We love these Let's Build sessions. Why? Because DevDays is about implementation. So this is where you get to do actual coding. Also 45 minutes, mostly as a sequel to a tutorial. Then we have community talks. This is where you will learn from your fellow implementers about projects, real-life projects, the pitfalls, best practices, etc. 20 minutes, including Q&A. Then we have a sponsored session on Wednesday by Google, our platinum sponsor. And we have Birds of a Feather session, which is more experimental. So there's an introduction by a speaker, just 1 or 2 slides, and then there's a discussion mostly about new territory or well, experimental stuff in the fire specification. Social, we have a lot of social topics on the agenda where you will have the opportunity to network. We have the meet and greets in the fireplace, meet and greet keynote speakers, meet and greet the other speakers during lunch on Tuesday. Food and drinks, tomorrow 5:30 there will be food here in the venue. On Wednesday we'll go out to the mill along the river for the social event, and there will be food as well. By the way, tonight we have the networking reception that'll have snacks, not dinner. So you'll probably want to go out for dinner after the opening reception, just to manage expectations. And then we'll have yoga and chair massage. You'll find that the yoga is a parallel session. The chair massage will be set up near the fireplace. All right, there's more content. We have a new thing, which is the Fire Implementer Award, to emphasize the importance of the actual implementation of Fire. That'll happen on Thursday, and we have a number of submissions from all of you for this award. Then we have the Women for Fire panel, lunch on Wednesday, and there will be a panel in one of the parallel sessions, I believe, also on Wednesday. Sponsored by CSIRO and by Google, by the way, thank you very much. Wednesday morning, the DevDays run, 6:45, starting here at the entrance. We will have a 5K hike along the Mississippi River. It's not super, you don't have to be an athlete to participate. It's more like a fun. I think the theme is the 90s. It's organized by Brian Caney. I'm not sure if he's here. No, he's not yet here. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, so the DevDays morning run on Wednesday. And on Tuesday, we'll have the Nerd Award, and the winner of last year is Vadim. Vadim, where are you? The super nerd? Yeah. And we also this year, we have a number of exciting submissions, so it's going to be a hard task for the jury. So a few words about the Let's Build sessions. That's hands-on coding. And in the description of these Let's Build sessions, you will find what you need to do to prepare for these sessions and which tools you need to install. So check that out, please. And also make sure that you have done the prequel, the tutorial. These sessions, by the way, are not recorded. The other sessions are all recorded, and the recordings will be available unless the speaker has explicitly requested us not to record a session. Then we also have a new thing over there, the push pin polls. We have 3 questions that we want to ask you about Fire implementation. Where is HL7 Fire on the hype cycle? Which version are you using now, and which will be your next version? And the 3rd question is, where do you think you are in Fire proficiency compared to other attendees here? And we'll do you can follow along. It has push pins, so hopefully you will all participate, and then we can see where we are. Social media, please use LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever you use, and use the hashtag FireDevDays. And we'll be posting on our Firely LinkedIn page as well, and probably on the HL7 and Firely X accounts. I should say X, of course. Okay, so what will happen after DevDays? You will have access to all content. Slides immediately. Videos need editing, so it will take some time before we have the videos available. I'm not sure how long that will take. And during a period of 6 months, it will only be available to you as an attendee, and after 6 months, we will make all recordings available on YouTube on our free channel. And we always get a lot of appreciation for this channel because it has educational value for a lot of people around the world. If anyone has not signed up on chat.fire.org yet, please do so. This is where the community meets online, chat.fire.org. And we also have a keynote speaker from Zulip, the company behind chat.fire.org, talking on Thursday about API migration. It's going to be very interesting. Next events, Fire Connectathon and the working group meeting in Atlanta in September. Then there's the working group meeting May 2025 in Madrid. And we will have Fire Dev Days May, June 2025 in Amsterdam. We are not sure about the dates yet, but we would like to hear your opinion. I think we're going to run a poll. I'm looking at Ewout now. We're going to run a poll to hear how much time you want to have in between those 2 events, Madrid and Amsterdam. So if you need any help, registration desk is your go-to place, of course, but there's a lot of yellow shirts walking around, HL7 and Firely staff, and they're here to help. Then there's the Zulip channel, DevDays, that you can also use for support, or you send an email to devdays@fire.ly, and during DevDays, you can find me walking around, or send me an email, rien@fire.ly, and we have our X accounts there as well. Thursday, we'll have a green day, meaning that you can, I think you can plant a tree all 4 days long. You can buy a tree at the registration desk, and we'll have veggie food on Thursday. Maybe the most important slide, our sponsors. Google Cloud, Rien, Microsoft Redux, Smile, CSIRO, Mayo Clinic, MongoDB, and SNOMED International. We have tables of all our sponsors set up in the back, so please pay them a visit and express your gratitude because without them we could not be here. Thank you very much. Sponsors. Oh, I like this applause. That's super. Thank you very much. There's a QR code for feedback, and we have posters hanging around on the door. So please use this. This is very important for us because we always want to improve the event and hear your opinion about the value that it brings to you. So use this for feedback, please. All right, and with this, I've come to the end of my presentation, and there is time for questions. Does anyone have any questions? And we'll be walking around with microphones. Yeah, Gino. A note from Gino. Okay. There's a map in the Hoover apps, and it's with the documents. Yeah, so you'll find a map of the building in Hoover. Thank you, Gino. Great suggestion. Anyone else? No questions? Wow. Oh, Sheila. It's not in the Hoover app. It's on, if you go to www.devdays.com and you go to, I think, program or program, there's a drop down, and there you will find the PDF. So it's not in the Hoover app, it's on the DevDays website. And there you can download the PDF. Yeah, it's an alternative view, and it's nice because you have a nice layout of the parallels. Miriam.
You mentioned the DevDays run. Is there also maybe an alternative for people who do not run but maybe want to go for a walk?
Well, I would turn back the question to you. You can do a spontaneous hike along the river. Oh, Diego has.
I have an athlete body. So the last DevDays I went
Microphone, go with it, yeah.
I have an athlete body, and with this body I ran with them in the last time they ran. I was 1 hour late, but someone was with me. So if you go there and you want to walk, I will walk too.
So this is an invitation, Wednesday, 6:45. Diego will be there, organizing the spontaneous DevDays hike. This is not a setup.
No, I would have volunteered as well. If so, Diego, I'll get back together with.
Okay, nice.
Make it work.
So these things can also happen, right? Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Ewout.
So, you're doing very well. You're not letting it go of the mic, right? That's good. Yeah. To find the PDF, you have to actually go to schedule, right? So in the website, you have this program header and then schedule, and then the PDF is there in a blue link, and it says schedule PDF. It's a bit hard to find. I find it very useful to just have, the PDF. So don't click on program, but click on schedule.
Oh, schedule.
Yeah.
Thank you. And by the way, this is not being updated. So for last minute changes, you still need the Hoover app. Okay. Perfect. Oh, Bill. Question? Yeah.
This is a very important question to me, but I saw a bus go by that said ski-u-ma on it, like it was a student with a voice bubble saying ski-u-ma. And thanks to the map, I discovered that there's a room in this building called ski-u-ma also.
Correct.
Does anybody here know what ski-u-ma is all about?
Who is from here and
It's got to be
knows?
a University of Minnesota.
Here's a gentleman who will know. Here, over here, in the front. Should it work? Is it working?
No, now that's working. All right. It's ski-u-ma, just to say it correctly. It means that they're way better than Wisconsin in every sport possible. I only said that because Brett's standing over there and he deserves that. And I have the mic. It's kind of like a slogan, a roll call type thing. There's a whole website if you want to look it up, but it's written on the back of many football helmets, and it's kind of like a motto for the sports teams for the University of Minnesota.
Nice.
Which is also why a lot of other rooms are named very similar things, of like Johnson Great Hall has to do with a different alumni who's also great at sports. So anyway, there's lots of information, I believe, around here. Not that I went here, but.
And what is your name?
Oh. Sorry, Jason Vogt from Meditech. Thanks.
Jason, if you want to know anything about Minneapolis or Madison, no?
Not Madison, no. I defer all questions to Brett on Madison. He can tell you why you shouldn't go there. If you have any questions about the area or Minnesota, I'd gladly ask. I had a long 20-minute drive to get here.
It sounds like you're the guide for the hike.
I will not be here at 6:45 on Wednesday.
Okay, well, thank you, Jason. All right, and with this, maybe if there is one last question, and if not, then let's grab another coffee if we still have, and then spread out and choose your next tutorial, and good luck at DevDays. Thank you very much.